Ken Grudens with the Indian River Land Trust. Hello, Ken.
Good morning, Bob.
Before we get started, I think it's always good when we have our conversations to every now and then just kind of pause for a moment and talk about what the Land Trust is and what you do.
That's a good question. The Land Trust, in a nutshell, is a land and water conservation organization. We're a nonprofit based in Vero Beach, and we have been in existence for over 35 years, but we've been focused over the past 2 decades on looking at land and protecting land along the Indian River Lagoon. And now we're really looking back at the whole county and thinking about the development pressure that's occurring and trying to find a way to balance that and to keep this place, a wonderful place that it is.
Yeah, and if you ever go over the bridges and you look to the left or to the right, you see a lot of trees and things instead of condos. You played a big role in that, didn't you?
The Land Trust did, and I always give credit also to the county because the county had a couple of land conservation bond referendums in the 1990s and early 2000s that really got that ball rolling. And the Land Trust picked up where the county had left off and continued to protect land. And, of course, the county, again, is working on another bond referendum to acquire more environmentally important land.
Yeah, they came up with some more properties, and I guess they're going to be closing on them shortly. Are you guys in competition with each other in some respects?
Not at all. No, we again, the Land Trust, more than 3 years ago, we actually spearheaded the effort to promote the idea of a bond referendum because the Land Trust can't do it all, and the county can't do it all. So I think we're working in tandem with each other and complementing the work. And we own land together. We manage properties and have public trails that are around the counties together. And I just think it's great that they're moving forward with some properties now. I know that there's one piece in particular on the Indian River Lagoon that's just north of a 2-mile stretch of property that is already protected.
Well, that's and they look for land that's kind of adjacent to each other, so there's no gaps where you could stick a development in or something like that.
Yeah, they really have some great criteria that they developed during the process, and they have a wonderful panel, environmental land acquisition panel, and the county commission is fully supportive of the effort, and they're, like you said, they're just really starting to get rolling with acquiring some properties now, which is great to see.
So what's the latest that's been added to the Land Trust plate?
Well, one of our big projects that we're moving along quite steadily on is the living classroom at Coastal Oaks Preserve.
And where is that?
I'm sorry.
Where is that?
It's in the South County, almost to the St. Lucie border on US 1, and it's 226 acres of nearly every type of habitat you can find in the region. It's really a spectacular property. And we're in the process of creating what we call a living classroom, but it's really a place where people will be able to come and gather, learn, research, and share. And it's a place where, once completed, we'll be working with all different organizations and other entities in the region to run programs and connect with youth and adults alike. The sort of pinnacle of the project is going to be this Florida vernacular pavilion that has a real rustic kind of look, but it's actually going to be a state-of-the-art pavilion with all the necessary plugins for working with students and their iPads. There's going to be wet labs as part of the pavilion, and it's going to be a place where people can come and they can go out onto all these different habitats and learn and research and immerse and then come back to the pavilion and study and be able to just really enjoy this property to the maximum.
Do you have a time when you'll be ready to open up and get this thing going?
My hope is that next season, so about a year from now, we'll be ready to have our ribbon cutting and begin programming with our partners. We already have a program out there, which we've been running for more than a dozen years with the Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute. And it's our Junior Scientist Fellows program, working with juniors and seniors from every public high school in the county to research different aspects of the property, which then helps the land trust to better manage the property. So that was kind of the inspiration for developing this further along. And we expect the pavilion construction to start any week now. And over the summer, we had more than 80,000 native plants and trees planted on the front part of the property. That when we first acquired it was one giant, massive pepper forest, Brazilian pepper.
Well, and that Brazilian pepper is one thing that nobody seems to like to have in their yard or have around. So it's
pretty prolific.
Yeah. And if people want to find out more about what you're doing, they can go to your website, which is?
Absolutely. It's irlt.org, O-R-G. And we try to keep it pretty up to date. And that's a great place to go. And certainly any questions, they can call our office, and all the numbers are on there too.
All right. Ken, thanks so much for being on the show, and keep up the good work.
Thanks, Bob.
Ken Grudens with the Indian River Land Trust.